Hi, you're welcome to my channel, and in this tutorial I'll be making this beautiful dress gown. If this is what you're interested in, relax and watch.
Guys, welcome to yet another tutorial. So in this tutorial I'll be making a dress with gathers at the hem. To start with, I'm going to measure the front and the back together. I'll be cutting them together because there won't be a zipper at the back. So I'm going to use my widest part of my body, which is my hip. The widest part of my body is my hip, and my hip is 42. So I'll go ahead and divide this hip into 4. So because I'll be folding this cloth into 4, so I'll divide my hip into 4. So 42 divided by 4, that gives us 10.5. Then I'll add 2 inches for the ease and sewing allowance to it. Excuse me. So that makes it 12.5. So when I fold, after my folding, I must have 12.5 in total. So this is the first folding. I have to make sure that everything is equal. Now the second folding. So I have to confirm that what I have here is up to 12.5 before I go ahead. It's not up to what I have here is 11.5, so I have to refold again. So I'll confirm what I have again. So I'm having 13.5, so it's still okay because I'll cut it out. It's better it's more than it's less than. Now I'll go ahead and take my measurement from the edge here. So I'll start with my shoulder. I want to start my cutting from here. I'm gonna use my showcase. Okay. Now I will start from here. My shoulder is 7 plus my, for I have to join my sleeve to it. Then I'll come down by 1 inch. So coming down by 1 inch, I'll go back to my neck width is 2.5. Then I'll make a slant. Yeah. So I'll come down with, from that place I start the slant from, I'll come down by 8 inches. My armhole is 8 inches. For you to get your armhole, just divide your bust into 4 and minus 1.5. So there are different ways you can get that. Now for the front armhole cover, I'm going to come to the half of the armhole. Then I'll come in by half an inch. Then I'll make a straight line to the armhole point. Then I'll make my armhole cuff here. Then I can also do the armhole cuff for the back. So this is for my back and this is for my front armhole. So I will go ahead and take my bust measurement. My bust is 36. 36 divided by 4, that's 9 inches. And I'll add 2 inches ease and sewing allowance. That makes it 11 inches. So I'll mark the 11 inches. Then from there, I'll just go straight down to my hip. I'm not taking my waist measurement. So my hip length is 24. So I'll mark 24. So this is 24 here. Then for
Alright guys, my gown length
I said
is
our gown
42.
length
So
is,
I want the two step to be 8
my
8
total gown
inches.
length is
So 8
40.
plus 8, that makes it 16.
So 7, I'm going to
16
be
minus
using the 2
42,
step is going to be
that
7
gives us
7. That's make
26.
it
So at this
14.
point,
So 14
I'll be
minus
measuring 26 inches for
7.
my total gown length, because
14
I'm still
minus
going to
40,
add
that
the
gives us 20.
14 the 16
Continue.
inches later. So that's 24 my hip length, then 26 for my gown length. Then I added 1 inch for joining half up and joining half down. So from there,
So my hip
I made a
length is
straight
24.
line.
The gown length is
So when I added the length, that's going to be my total gown length for the upper part. So I mark it out. Then now I can draw a straight line. So from there, I'm going to take my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 10.5. Then I added 2.5 2 inches to make it 12.5. So that's 12.5 for my hip measurement. Then at the hem of the gown, I'm going to add half inch to it. So instead of me measuring 12 inches, I measured 13 inches just to give it a slant of a line effect. I hope you understand. So I measured 13 there, just 0.5 inches that was added to it. Now I'm going to connect the lines together from the lower part to the bust line, direct like that with a slant. So the upper bodice is ready. Now the next step for me to do here is now to go to the neck depth. So for my neck depth, I'm going to, because I'm cutting the front and the back together, so for the front I will measure 1 inch. I mean, for the back neck depth is going to be 1 inch, while the front neck depth is going to be 3 inches. So I'll connect it to the neck width like that with a curve, the same way I did for the front. I'm going to do it for the back also. I'm marking out the front and the back because I'll be cutting the front first. So at this point I cut them out. So after cutting out the bodies, I will arrange properly and remove the inner part. That inner part is going to serve as my back bodies, while this one is going to serve as my front bodies. So I'll go ahead and cut out the front neckline like this. I'll cut out the front neckline this way. Then I'll also cut out the front armhole also like this. So now I'll go ahead to fold for my sleeve. The sleeve is 3/4 sleeve, so my 3/4 length is actually um 18 inches. So I'll be folding using my round sleeve. My round sleeve is 12 inches divided by 2. That makes it 6 inches, and I'll add 2 inches so in allowance to it, that makes it 8. So once I get something more than 8, I can go ahead and then cut. So my cap sleeve is 4 inches, so I'll make a straight line, and that cap length, that's where I'm going to start the cuffing from, my the sleeve cuff. So just like an inverted S, that's where I'm going to cuff it out this way. Then I go ahead to take my sleeve length. And I said my 3/4 is always 18 inches, but I'm going to add 2 inches to it to make it 20, so that I'll use that 2 inches for the hemi allowance. So I'll be marking out 20 inches. At that point where I mark out 20 inches, there I will measure my round sleeve around that part, which is 10 inches divided by 2, that makes it 5. I'll also add 2 inches so in allowance, that makes it 7. So I'll mark out 7 at that end. Then I'll connect that line to the upper armhole. Now I'll cut it out like this.
now I went ahead to cut out a stripe that is just 6 inches long, then 6 inches width and 40 inches length. So I cut it in 2 pieces. They are going to be for my belt. So I will just sew like this. You see, I will just sew from here, then I'll sew down. I'll do the same thing for this one, then iron, turn it over and iron. I also cut out my pockets. I have a lot of videos on showing how I cut out my pocket. So I have 4 pieces here for my pocket. Then for the first gathers, I cut out 40 inches long by, it is 40 inches long by 8 by 9 inches, because I'm going to use half to join up, half to join down. Then for the second step of the gathers is 60 inches. It's into 2 pieces, one for the front and one for the back. Same thing with the back, is 60 inches long by 10 inches, because I'm going to hem the lower parts here with 1.5 inch, while I will use half inch to join it to the up, so to come back to 8 inches. Now we are done with the cutting part. We go ahead to the sewing aspect. So for the sewing aspect, I'm going to start with the neckline. This is my back neckline. I'm going to make an opening for button here so that it can easily pass through my head. So I'll open it up like this. Just 4 inches is okay. Let me see. So when you open it up, it should just be around. So I have 4 inches here, you can see. So just measure 4 inches and open it. Then for the front, the neck is okay. So I will take my bias. I'm going to use bias taping for the neckline. So I'll take my bias. I'm going to do bias piping. I'll first sew it at the front like this. Sew it from here. Then let me take this away so that you can see. I will start sewing from here. I'll open it up. I'll sew along the line round the neck. After sewing like that, then I'll turn it over to the back and then top stitch it round again. I'll do the same thing for the back, and when I get here, I'll come in from, if I sew from here, open, sewing the bias on the right side. When I get here, I will come in, come down here, come out, then continue like this. So before sewing this side, I'll first make my button hole. I will sew this part like this. I will sew this straight, which is going to serve as my button hole. So I'll place it here before sewing the bias on it. So when I top stitch it, it's going to come over here. So that's for the neckline. After taping the neckline, I'll move on to the pocket. I'll fix the pockets on the 4 sides. So I'll pick one of my pocket like this, the right side facing the right side. Where this place ends, I'm going to sew my pockets on it this way, just using half inch. I will do that for the 4 side of the fabric. Then I'll pick up my sleeve and hem it by 2 inches that I added. So I'm going to hem it like this. Here is the first inch, by folding of the first inch, then second inch like this. I will sew it down. I'll do the same for the second sleeve. After doing that, I'll pick my upper gathers. This is going to be my upper gathers. I'll pick it, then I'll pick the lower gathers part. You can either draw a gathers or just be pleating, just be sewing small pleats on it till you exhaust your material. So for me, I'm going to just sew small pleat on it because my machine is not very good with gathers. So I will just pick it like this. This is going to be here. I will start sewing from here. Then as I'm sewing, I'll be pleating it small like this. You see, small like this. As I'm sewing, I'll be pleating small till I exhaust the whole fabric. Then after doing all this, I'll come back to show us the next step. Come back now. I've attached the neckline. I've piped the neckline. As you can see, it's looking so neat, and I've ironed it out. I also join my pockets to the side, to the 2 sides. So the pocket has been joined to the 2 sides. Then I went ahead to hem my neck width also for the back. So here is the button holder overlay here, and in this part, so this is done. I also attach the pockets here. The next step now, okay, I also sew my belt and turn it out and give it a good press. See the two belts, and then the sleeve, I've hemmed the sleeve like this. So the lower part, I've attached it to the first part here. So here it is. Look at, so this is it. Look at the way I just plated it little. Then I'll take this measurement, because sometimes when you sew, it can exceed what you want. Now I said I'll be using 16 for the lower part. Okay, I have 17 now, so I will still hem 1 inch and join it for the upper part. This is 16. I said I want the total gown length to be maximum of 42. So 16, from that 16, I'll go ahead and measure. That's the 16 minus the half that will join it here. So I want to see what I'll be having. So I'll be having 43. But when I join half here to go back to 42, so I can still go ahead to join it. So I will just pick my upper bodice like this, the front. Then I'll pick one of the lower parts that I've sewn. This part now, I'll pick this part. Then I'll place it in the opposite direction, so front facing front like this. Then I'll go ahead and also pleat on it the same way I did the back, the lower part, I mean. So I'll pleat like this, pleat like this, pleat like this, till I extend, till I finish the whole thing. I'll pleat it here. I'll do the same thing for the back. Then when I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and join the shoulder together. I will just place it this way, front facing right side, facing right side. So I'll place my shoulder like this. Then I will sew ½ inch here. Do the same thing for here, ½ inch here. After sewing, I will weave it. After weaving it, I will attach my sleeve along the arm line. So I'll just start from here like this. I will sew my sleeve on the right side till I sew round. So after sewing my sleeve, I'll come back to show us the next step. For my belt, I have this thing for a very long time. I don't even know what to do with it, so I might be using it now. So I'll just bring this thing in like this. I'll have to use the right side. Then I'll bring it out here. Then I'll fold it in like this. Use my needle and thread to sew it down. Then I'll pick the second belt. This, I'll push it in like this. I'll keep this. Then after bringing it in, then I'll fold it this way. Then I will sew it down using my rope. So it's going to be what I'll be using for my belt, like what is in the video. So it's going to be like this. I will show us when I'm done with it. So let me go ahead and do the other part. To the belt. So this is what I have on the reverse side. Then if I turn it to the other side, so this is what it looks like. Then the sleeve, everything is ready. I've weave out all the side. I've joined the shoulder and I've attached the sleeve to it. Then I've also weave it out. Then I've joined the lower part, the gathers part, to the bodies like this. So the next step now is to go ahead and sew 1.5 inch. You know, we left 2 inches for sewing and ease allowance. So I'll be sewing 1.5 inch, while the ½ inch is going to be for the ease allowance. I don't want the dress to be too free. since I'll be wearing it to work. So I will just go ahead from here. I will start sewing. I'll make sure that it's well arranged, the armhole at on each other. Then I'll start sewing 1.5 inch. Let me just measure my 5 inches again. You know, I said that my round sleeve is 5 inches here. So I'll just measure my 5 inch here. Then I'll come to my armhole here. I'll measure my 1.5 inch. I said 1.5 inch is going to be my sewing allowance. So I'm going to sew a straight line to meet the 5 inch I have here. Then I'll go ahead and sew the 1.5 inch downward. I'll arrange this very well, make sure that the pockets align. So I'll go ahead and sew the 1.5 inch. You can see. So I will sew 1.5 inch. When I get here, I will give it a knot. Then I'll come in here, come out like this. Then continue sewing the 1.5 inch allowance that I added. I will sew the 1.5 inch sewing allowance from here. I will give it a knot again. Then I will sew it down to the end here. So when I get here, I will do the same thing for the other side. I will go ahead and hem with 1 inch. I will first fold with 0.75, then I will fold again. That'll be 1.5 inch for the folding for the hem. Then we are done with the tutorial. Finally come to the end of the tutorial. See, I've sewn the half inches round, then I've also weave it. So if you're yet to subscribe, like, or if you're yet to subscribe to our channel, please subscribe. And if you love this video, you've watched to this point, please don't forget to give us a like and comment. If you have any question, I'll be in the comment section to answer all your questions. So see you in the next tutorial. Do not forget to subscribe and share this video so you can see our dress looking so pretty like this. Let me turn it over for us to see. So bye and see you in the next one.